Good morning, Professor Geiger. Thank you very much for accepting this discussion about
Good morning.
innovation in private banking. Could you tell us what you feel is the essence of private banking?
I think the essence is the private customer, or more precisely, understanding the private client, the private customer. That is the essence. It's not about asset management. It's not about payments. It is the client. That's a private. And whether he's a gambler, whether he likes gambling, then you should probably support him in gambling. If he isn't interested in money or in many things, then you should keep the money issue away from him. So it's really this, and then ideally you should also understand his life situation, where in his life cycle or what his personal situation is. But that's the high ground of wealth management.
How do you see international banking centers evolving, particularly in terms of onshore and offshore banking and the position of Switzerland in this context?
Well, I'm not sure that. I think one issue is geographical proximity. I mean, if I'm a private individual and if I want to see my banker or my asset manager or private banker, then I probably don't want to take a jet and fly around the world. So I think geography matters. So within these limits, it's if you want to see a good opera, you go to Milano, and so it's about reputation. So it's about competence. So even if you have the best private banker, let's say in Burgdorf, you'd rather go to Geneva or to Zurich just because of the reputation, because people who are in this area go there. So it's this cluster effect. And whether it's offshore or onshore, I'm not sure that this is decisive.
You're somebody who really looks into the banking sector. What kind of innovative business models can you see today in private banking?
There are two aspects to innovation. One is the processes and the other are the products. Now the products are much more obvious. We see all these structured products, we see hedge funds, we see many new models or products which are often not developed within private banking or the traditional suppliers of private banking service. And on the other side we see the business models. So process innovation that you can see in some banks, or you can see it with independent asset managers, or you see it in the internet. Let's say if I just take an example, it's the FinFox platform which is supported or is on the net with Neue Zürcher Zeitung. These are the process models. So what the customers often sees is a product, but I guess longer term the process matters as much as the product, or even more so.
Do you think Switzerland is competitive enough today in terms of innovation?
I think Switzerland is very, very good in product innovation, especially where there is room or leeway. Of course, we have the stamp duty, which just drives away many types of businesses. We have basically lost the fund management business to Luxembourg, but for example, we are pretty good in hedge fund or fund of hedge fund business. I think whenever it comes to proximity or closeness to the private customers, we are good, and the further away from the private customer, the less good Switzerland is.
So maybe to end, a little bit of provocative question that would be the contrary of what you were saying now. Could you imagine a sort of EasyJet or Skype of private banking? Is such a thing possible?
Oh yes, of course. Of course. There's certainly more so for the gambler or the person who likes to deal, who not only wants to be financially on the safe side, but he just enjoys buying and selling. So now for this type of customer, the internet or a platform is ideal. And then for the less rich, so I think to provide a really good personal service is very expensive and doesn't pay for the bank if you have a customer with just, let's say, $500,000 Swiss francs. So, but if you can support that of course, that is that is a good value proposition. I'm sure that happens.
Professor Geiger, thank you very much for this short discussion, and I hope we will see each other again soon. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.